Universal has released new official details and concept renderings for Super Nintendo World at Epic Universe, the new theme park set to open in Orlando in 2025. Plus, new dragons have arrived on site, new themed elements have been added to Universal Monsters, and a circus tent is growing in the Wizarding World. Let's explore all of the new official details as well as check in on construction in all areas of Epic Universe in today's news update. Universal Orlando has revealed official details for Super Nintendo World at Epic Universe. This is the third world for the park to receive an announcement like this after Celestial Park and How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. After entering the iconic green warp pipe and riding the now confirmed escalator up to the land's main entrance, we will enter the Super Mario Land section of Super Nintendo World, featuring the towering Mount Beanpole, majestic Peach's Castle, and looming Bowser's Fortress. At the edge of Super Mario Land, guests will discover an entrance that leads them to Donkey Kong Country, home to the Minecart Madness roller coaster. The official information for Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, the indoor interactive dual-track dark ride for Super Nintendo World, seems to be the same as the ride in Universal Studios Hollywood. Universal reminds us that the Mario Kart ride fuses augmented reality, projection mapping technology, and elaborate environments to bring the fun of the Mario Kart video game series to life in a compelling ride-through experience. According to the official website, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge will have a minimum height requirement of 42 inches with a supervising adult, or 48 inches when riding by yourself. The family-friendly Yoshi's Adventure ride, which is currently only located in Universal Studios Japan and does not appear in Hollywood, will offer breathtaking views of Super Mario Land. Universal says you'll join Yoshi's and travel through the Mushroom Kingdom landscape in search of glowing eggs, encountering many familiar characters along the way. Yoshi's Adventure will have a minimum height requirement of only 36 inches, or 48 inches when riding by yourself. Over in the Donkey Kong Country area, Minecart Madness will use what Universal calls an unprecedented ride system, innovative technology, and a unique coaster design to create real-life versions of maneuvers seen in the video games. On the ride, we'll be blasted out of a barrel, seemingly jump over gaps as we speed along a rickety track, and so much more. Universal confirmed in today's announcement that Minecart Madness will not include any screens. Surprisingly, this roller coaster attraction has a minimum height requirement of only 36 inches, or 48 inches when riding alone. As with the two existing Super Nintendo World lands in Universal Studios Japan and Universal Studios Hollywood, you will be able to purchase a power-up band to unlock additional experiences throughout the area. It looks like Super Nintendo World at Epic Universe will debut with all 8 power-up band designs, including the new Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong designs. According to Universal Orlando's website, there will be the same 5 key challenges at Epic Universe that can now be found at Universal Studios Japan. Once you collect at least 3 keys, you can experience the Bowser Jr. Shadow Showdown located within Bowser Jr.'s lair. An additional interactive challenge is shown for the Donkey Kong Country area, but details and a name for it were not yet revealed. Just like the 2 existing Super Nintendo World locations, Epic Universe will have a Toadstool Cafe quick service restaurant. The menu at Toadstool Cafe will include a variety of items inspired by the world of Super Mario, including Mario and Luigi themed burgers, Super Mushroom Soup, Piranha Plant Caprese, Fire Flower Spaghetti and Meatballs, and much more. Today's announcement confirms Orlando will be getting Yoshi's Snack Island, located on the lower level near the Yoshi ride, and another snack window named Turbo Boost Treats, likely located near the Mario Kart ride on the upper level. This is possibly the same location as Universal Japan's Pit Stop Popcorn, but with a new name. Just like Universal Japan, Epic Universe's shopping options within Super Nintendo World will include 1UP Factory on the lower level, which will have the largest selection, and Mario Motors Upstairs, which is the Mario Kart ride's exit gift shop. While not announced by name today, we can see the name for the retail location in the Donkey Kong Country area will in fact be Funky's Flying By, and the name for the snack stand will be the Bubbly Barrel. So far, Universal says that we'll be able to meet and interact with Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad throughout the various areas of Super Mario Land. As today's official press release says more details will be revealed for Donkey Kong Country later, we should expect a Donkey Kong meet and greet to be announced later as well. Looking at construction around the Super Nintendo World area, the portal ring has been installed at the entrance to the world. Scaffolding has come down around the front of Bowser Jr.'s lair. Claws can be seen installed at the base of Bowser's Fortress, the future entrance to the Mario Kart ride. We can see these great views of the Conk-Door figure on the Yoshi ride, which has once again had its ride vehicles uncovered. In the Donkey Kong Country area, scaffolding has been erected around where the face will be installed for the Golden Temple's waterfall. As we've seen in today's official concept art for the ride, Epic Universe's version of the Minecart Madness ride will include a real waterfall, and not just the mist effect that is seen on Japan's version of the ride. It looks as though reflective gold paint has been added to this section of the temple facade. The base structure for spikes that we will pass over when jumping over this gap in the track has been installed. We can see multiple renderings of this moment in today's announcement video. Work is starting on the pavement for the covered exterior queue areas for Minecart Madness, located to the left side of the ride's entrance. And what looks to be foundation for Funky's Flying By, the retail location, has been poured near the Donkey Kong Country's courtyard entrance. Checking in on construction around the rest of Epic Universe, new themed elements have arrived at Dark Universe, the land based on Universal Monsters. Starting on the other side of the portal, this small entry area is being paved. New themed walls are appearing along this path, featuring rockwork extending from the portal. Moving along, a coffin can be seen here amongst the tombstones that line the pathway. Heading into the village, rumored to be named Darkmoor, there has been progress on this well or fountain in the center of the square. The completed pathways are now all covered in protective plywood. On the other side of the village, scaffolding has returned to the manor facade for the land's main attraction, expected to be named Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. A new Gothic-style roof lip has been installed along the back corner of the building. This will help block the view of air conditioning ducts and other equipment on the roof. Moving on to the land's other attraction, a spinning roller coaster that we expect to be named Curse of the Werewolf, a new wagon has appeared. It looks like it has not yet been installed in its final place, which will likely be on the right side of the ride's main entrance path, opposite the existing wagon on the left. Two coaster trains are visible on the track in these photos. One is on the final brake run, and the other is on the track spur leading to the maintenance building behind the station. One of the cars on this train appears to have its plastic removed along the base. Plastic is still covering the sides of the car, though. At the back of the land, the windmill blades have been installed on the front of the windmill for the dining location that we believe will be named the Burning Blade Tavern. According to rumors and gas permits, we believe these windmill blades will be on fire periodically, inspired by the original Frankenstein film. Heading into How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, the two sheep near the front of the land are covered in plastic, while the dragon sheep is not. This sheep is dressed as a dragon to help keep him safe. Additional sheep are now installed near the entrance to Dragon Racers Rally. These sheep are also wrapped in protective plastic. Behind the two Skyfly flat rides of Dragon Racers Rally, several dragon figures have been installed. At least 3 dragon heads can now be seen, each sticking out of the dragon houses that are part of the dragon racing grandstands. 2 of the visible dragons are facing the riders on the ride, but one of the dragons has its head sticking out facing the roller coaster attraction, which passes through these stands near the end of the ride. At the start of the roller coaster, which is named Hiccup's Wing Gliders, we can see 2 figures installed along a show scene before the first launch. Hiccup can be seen on the right cranking this large gear, which could be what powers the coaster's launch in the story. On the left side, further up the track, is what appears to be a toothless figure. Unlike Hiccup, Toothless is wrapped in plastic so it's hard to see his shape. This alternate angle gives us a better view with just a tiny glimpse of one of his feet outside of the yellow tarps. Later on the ride, along the coaster's second launch, it appears that many of the Gronkle eggs have been added on both sides of the track. Here is what these Gronkle eggs will look like according to the official concept art for this part of the ride. Scaffolding continues to come down around the mountain atop the Mead Hall dining location, revealing the newly painted rockwork. Looking very closely at the top of this mountain, we can catch a glimpse of the house that sits up here. Modeled to look just like the hut seen in the films, this small house is well detailed for something that'll be hardly visible by the naked eye as seen from the ground. Multiple boats can now be seen in the maintenance canal for the Fire Drill boat ride. It appears that each boat is split into two teams, with blue on one side and green on the other. Official concept art for this attraction shows how signage will tell the boats which side has earned the most points and won as they conclude the ride. Over at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, we can see progress on the courtyard pavement in front of the portal. The design in this pavement appears somewhat reminiscent of the official Wizarding World logo. New trees have been added, blocking the health services building that butts against this land's entry and exit area. Moving into the land, past the now completed perfume advert-themed mural, a new structure has taken shape in the center of the land. The framing for the circus tent-themed entry to the land's stage show has been erected, inspired by the circus that is seen in the second Fantastic Beasts film. The entrance to the tent will be on this side, facing the land's entry arch. After entering the tent, we will make our way into the building behind it for the actual show. In multiple locations around the land, we can see trays of chimney pots in various stages of being installed atop the Parisian building facades. In what is essentially a chimney pot factory on site, this area has been set up for assembling these trays of chimneys for the rooftops of the Wizarding World. The final world of Epic Universe is Celestial Park, which encompasses all of the central areas of the park. On the north side of Celestial Park, the rockwork leading into the park's large fountain display is receiving coats of paint. This rockwork surrounds a cascading water feature that leads down into the fountain basin. In the center of Celestial Park, the dome supports around Constellation Carousel are being painted gold. The roof is being installed for the outdoor bar that we believe will be named Cella's Tiki. What is thought to be 2 additional dining locations for the middle of the park are making quick progress, with prep for the foundation of one of 2 large round dining rooms laid out now. This Phase 2 split dining location is expected to house an Italian restaurant on the left and a Mexican restaurant on the right, both within the same structure. The basins in front of the Atlantic Seafood Restaurant have received some display fountains. These fountains, which will be visible through the dining location's large picture windows, each appear to have their own pumps. Lanterns have appeared just inside the park's main entrance. These 2 lanterns are located at what Universal is calling Luna Overlook, where the cascading waterfalls start near the front of the park. We can compare the official concept art for this area to the current construction progress here. The first footings for the ironwork arches on the sides of the Kronos Tower can be spotted here, to the right of this future portal into the park. Before we wrap up, Universal has filed a new trademark for something curious. There's a trademark application for the term Stardust Racers, which is listed for use specifically for a roller coaster ride. Now, Universal has already officially announced an attraction for the park named Starfall Racers, the large 2-track launched dueling coaster within Celestial Park, so it doesn't seem likely that they would change the name to Stardust. Some folks are theorizing that the 2 tracks could each be named Starfall and Stardust, but again, that seems like something that might have been announced when the coaster was first announced. It is, of course, possible that this new Stardust Racers trademark could be for a different Universal resort somewhere else in the world, and may not even be related to Epic Universe. One last theory is that Stardust Racers could be the name for a Phase 2 kiddie coaster, which could be built nearby the existing Starfall Racers. That way, there's something for younger kids to do while their older siblings ride the big coaster. There's even a small pad across the path from the entrance to Starfall Racers that's big enough for a kiddie coaster, but so far no permits seem to back up this theory, so we'll just have to wait and see. That's going to wrap it up for this update, but a huge thank you to BioReconstruct for the amazing aerial photographs. You can follow him on social media for more theme park photos. Be sure to leave a like on this video and comment if you're enjoying our coverage of the new park. And make sure you're subscribed to never miss an update. For even more information, as well as behind-the-scenes posts, your name in the credits, and more, consider joining our Patreon to support what we do. Patreon.com/themeparkstop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.